Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Shin Gear. I am Jeff Stanfield in the great free state of Texas with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
Free for now.
We're always going to be free. Did you hear what your boy Robert F. Kennedy said today about Donald Trump?
He loves him.
Great president, the greatest president maybe this country has ever had. I'm telling you, they're going to be on the same team.
I don't think.
I'm telling you, they're both talking nice about each other, and that's what you do in your politics.
We'll talk about that after a while.
All right.
Get the man of the hour
with
on.
us today, the hottest brand in waterfowl, no doubt about it, from Chêne Gear, Mr. Jeff Jones. Jeff, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. Thanks, y'all.
Did y'all melt the internet yesterday? We launched everything, all the new products, the new jackets, bags, bibs. What else did we have? A couple new camo patterns and the vest.
That's right. Yep. The new jacket, timber bag. Oh, the gun sleeve.
Gun sleeve.
The gun case, gun sleeve. The bibs. So the bibs are out of the bag. Now you can, like you said earlier, you're free to wear them and take pictures and not get yelled at anymore. That's out, and new patterns, and most importantly, we kind of start shipping. So that's kind of where everybody's at right now.
Y'all have done a very, very good job of like ratcheting up the expectations and the anticipation on a bunch of new products. Like all summer long and even late spring, like it has seemed like, you know, y'all have teased and teased and teased, and then it's just created this hype around y'all's products, and now here they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's, a couple different ideas behind it, different ways of doing it. But, it's kind of hard to, because the way the business works, you have this like 2-year development cycle. Well, in those 2 years, you're wearing product and you got teams testing it, and then you're putting it out and getting a bigger audience. So just like with you and anything else, some of those pictures start seeping out and the talk starts. So you've got to kind of tell people, hey, this is coming, and this is kind of what it is. And it's not, you can look at it two ways. One, you could say, yeah, it's a tease. You're kind of teasing it, getting it out there and where you're going. But it's also kind of a slow release of information, too. You're trying to slowly answer those questions that everybody's asking daily about, hey, when's this coming? What is this? And all that. So that's the balance that you try to do.
I love it.
With it.
Like I think it's got people in a fever pitch for your stuff. I mean, I really do. Like, I think when they see little snippets of little, hidden gems here and there, I mean, it just anticipation, and y'all have mastered that. So my hat's off to you. I can't think of anything else right now that's out on the waterfowl market that everybody was just that excited to see the full release of.
Yeah, it was it's a really good product line. It kind of, it fills some gaps that we had in the product line. It fills some gaps that weren't out there in the marketplace to begin with. And, like that Primaloft Jacket, that was one that's been just a labor of love, trying to build that and get that thing built and get it out and answer what we wanted to do with it. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to make products that, you can just, as a product person, you can go, you know what, this is what I want to do. Can we get it done? And so
tell me about this Primaloft jacket. You said that you can kind of wear it for a wide range of weather that day. You can wear it when it's a little bit warmer, and you can wear it down into the cold weather. So tell me a little bit about what went into this jacket.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So the idea behind this jacket was And you see it with clients and yourself, guy, all the work and everything you do. And say you've got one of those really cold mornings, but you've got a lot of work to do. You've got to set a decoy spread. You've got to, I mean, damn, you got to hook up to a trailer. You're turning that winch. You just get hot and you're dressed, and because it's cold out. And now you're taking off layers and you're uncomfortable and this and that. So the idea was, how can you build a garment that you don't have to do that? I don't want to take this off. I don't want to lay it down, forget it. You know, what happens when you do stuff like that. So you wanted to, that was the idea. And the whole idea behind it is really, how do you build a product that would go across all these temperature ranges, whether you went back inside the lodge for an hour and a half waiting on guys to get ready or anything like that. It would just kind of adjust to the climate inside and outside. That's what we wanted to do. So, and it's kind of a goal as a clothing product person. How do you do this? And working with Primaloft and what they have, the product that they put together, they kind of have the ability to do that. They make a synthetic down that kind of replicates original down. And then some of the properties behind it, how it works with the thermal regulation inside your body. Well, then what we found was when we built that garment, you know, you have to kind of, you put it inside some fabrics that have to breathe and have to be really soft and aerated. And then we came out onto the outside of it and put another fabric onto it to give it that weather resistance. Because as waterfowlers, you're going to be around, you know, you're going to be around water. Even if it's not raining, your dog, like my dog's here, she's coming back with ducks, you're always around water. So once we started putting all these different fabrics together, we really built something that kind of self-regulated the climate, is the words behind it. And what that means was, it means that if it is a 70-degree day and you wear something like a merino wool or a t-shirt or something light underneath it, you're fine. You're good to go. But then you can still wear that same jacket, you know, with merino or 60s or a vest or something on it, all the way down into below freezing temperatures. And you're not overheating, you're not staying cold, and, you know, it's just kind of different things like that. And what I did with it, I would watch people. We'd give them out and people would wear them, and they'd wear them hunting. They'd have these great experiences. They'd say, man, this thing's great. I never got cold. I never got hot. I was comfortable all day. And what they didn't realize is you continued to watch them, because we'd come back in, we'd have breakfast or have lunch, whatever. And I'd look over, and even at the office, I'd look over at a guy who'd been in the office for an hour or two working and doing stuff, and he's still wearing that coat. And he doesn't realize that he's still wearing that coat. So that's kind of what you want to do. You want to make that garment where a person doesn't realize they have it on, and they don't realize that they need to take it off or anything like that. And that's kind of the beauty behind that flyweight jacket. It is a awesome piece.
Everything y'all make is really good. I didn't realize how I wear a vest every day, I guess, because I was looking at the season 2 of our new TV series, and then our Patreon account. And every time if we're at the lodge and we're having a guide meeting, I'm wearing a Chêne Gear vest, but they're comfortable. They're warm and they're comfortable, and I wear one every single day. I noticed, just a great product, and I can't wait to try the new stuff out, because the quality of the waders and the quality of those vests are amazing. And I'm telling everybody out there, it's the way to go.
Well, and that's what's good about your vest, is that the president of the company and the worker, you know, the little peons, we can all wear the same vest. Jeff can wear it in the office where it's nice climate controlled, and, you know, it's always 72 degrees. And like us that are busting our ass outside in the elements, we can also wear the same vest.
It gives y'all something to look up to.
I can feel like the president.
Now,
that's right.
The most comfortable boots I've worn are the Scout boots. They are like wearing, I hate to use this word because I hate this company, they are Nike comfortable. And Nike, even though they make it all with the Chinese child slaves, have a good product. The boots are amazingly comfortable. And I wore one somewhere to a social event. I wore them, and I can't remember where I wore them at, but they were comfortable, very comfortable. And I was like, I guess we were on vacation. Maybe when we was up north somewhere because it was rainy, and I wore them one day. I think when we went to Niagara Falls, I wore them. Walked all day in the damn things. They was comfortable as wearing tennis shoes, but it was wet. I didn't want to get water all over me. But they are a great product. Also, are y'all selling the shit out of those little boots?
We are. That the Scout boot it has been phenomenal. I've reordered a couple times to kind of keep up with what we're doing. Probably going to add a couple more colors to it without going too crazy. But it is very comfortable, and that's what everybody says that wears them and spends a lot of time in them. And that's what you should do. That's what we got enough things to worry about every day in normal life. We shouldn't have to worry about the comfort of our clothes or our shoes or things like that. They're built to be comfortable. They're built to walk around in. They're built to use. I mean, I don't know that I would wear them. They don't have steel toes. I'm not out there welding in them. You gotta kind of understand what they're meant for and what they're in. But it is a very comfortable shoe, and it'll keep your feet dry.
I love them. Like I say, they're going to be very, very popular. We did a giveaway. Y'all gave us a set for the Patreon account, and that sucker was a popular giveaway. And I need to give you the guys' information to have that sent to you too. It's on my desk. I knew I was going to do that this morning. Ladies' boots. Are y'all going to have that in lady sizes?
Well, yeah, I'm working on, because it takes a little bit of time to go through and build those molds for the smaller sizes. So I am working on adding lady sizes to it. I get that. I have 3 daughters and a wife at home, so I hear it quite a bit. We want shoes that fit us, that we can wear and all that. So we do offer all the way down to a size 6, and I am trying to scale it down to a 5. And then to some lady sizes, and then to some youth sizes. But it's complicated. Those, people, we're not the only people out there that make a boot, that make a Scout boot or that type of boot, but we kind of do things a little bit different in how the sole is made and how it works with the layers inside it to give you that comfort. And in doing that, it makes the molding process longer, and it aggravates my factories. And they're like, okay, we'll do this, but instead of your mold being ready in 30 days, it's going to take 90 days. And then you make these things called production last, which are, now we're going to get real nerdy, which are basically concrete feet that they build the boots around. And when they do it in production, and they're like, you have to build, depending on your production run, you have to build like 700 or 800 of these concrete feet to make your production run. And that irritates them too, because now they have to build completely new feet. It just takes a lot longer time. But they're willing to do it, and they're very proud of the product that we're putting out too, because it is different. It's not the same as everybody else, and it's something they can kind of stand behind and be proud of.
Lady that worked here, she goes, "Do you think they'll have them in pink?" I said, "That's a hot color in the hunting business."
Yeah, that's just what they need.
So
pink
I said,
shoes.
I don't have a clue.
You seriously can't make everybody happy.
Well, women.
No, listen, you can't make everybody happy. You just got to be like, you know what? I tried my best to make you happy. Sorry.
Forgot the pink.
I know
pink.
I have zero fashion sense, and I obviously show that every day with the way I dress usually, but I do not understand the fascination with Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get it. And people love them suckers.
Yeah.
I went in a Croc store. My granddaughter wears Crocs, and she wanted to go in the Croc store.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they had Croc stores.
What do they sell Crocs for?
I thought it was just for lazy hunting guides to wear.
How much?
They're like, what, $50, $60 a pair maybe?
No way. That much?
I think they are.
Wow.
Yeah, they're every bit of $49.99 and on up. I mean, the Crocs are everywhere. They're all across the board. That company is huge.
Yeah, it is.
I have a funny Croc story. My kids wear Crocs all the time. I've never owned a pair. I've never worn a pair, anything like it. My kids wear them. My middle daughter shut down the escalator at the Memphis airport when she put her Croc into, how it kind of flattens out and it goes in. She hung it up inside there, and it just like shut the entire escalator down. There was old people having to drag their bags up. We're just standing there with this Croc stuck in there. I'm like,
that's us.
Come on.
The Joneses are going on vacation.
People wear those like crazy. The farmers out here wear them.
No way.
Yes, I've seen people in lots of people in town wear them. Every freaking guy except for you wear them.
Yeah, I'm not wearing.
Every
Crocs.
one of them suckers wears them.
If you see me in Crocs, I've had like a major surgery and I cannot tie my shoes. Like that's the only time.
Have you seen the version? It's not Croc. It's somebody else putting it out that looks like it's made just like a Croc, but it's kind of formed a little bit different. It almost looks like a spaceship. They're giant. It's like 3 times the size of a regular Croc.
I hadn't seen
it's
them.
It's crazy.
I hadn't seen those, but I didn't know about Golden Goose shoes either, though, until Jimbo Robinson was on here from DU. So I'm like Jeff. I'm not big into fashion, so I actually learned most of my fashion from doing these podcasts this.
I'll tell you a Croc story. About 15 years ago, back when women used to actually get a catalog. Do you remember when your wife used to get tons of catalogs in the mail every day? From J. Jill, everybody. Michelle would all the time, and I'd want to throw them away because it was going to save me money if I threw them away. Anyways, it's around Christmas time, and Michelle's hard to buy for because Michelle buys anything she really wants. I mean, other than a private jet or something we can't afford, anything that in the normal realm of life she buys herself. So I was looking for something to buy her. Well, I had a catalog. It had some Crocs, and they were sheep-lined or wool-lined Crocs. I thought, ain't nobody had none of them in Knox City. Michelle will love these. Well, I was so excited, so I ordered them, like $90 for something. So I told a girl that works for us about them, and I said, I showed her them online. I said, I bought Michelle some of them. She's going to absolutely love those. I said, cannot wait. I said, I never get her nothing that surprises her. And I bought her a bunch of shit this year instead of letting her buy her own stuff. So Michelle comes in, and I hear her laughing, and they're looking at a Croc catalog and sent us a catalog to deal. And Michelle goes, look how hideous them are. She goes, wouldn't get caught dead wearing those things. It's the same fucking shoes I just had ordered them. Got to cancel them suckers right away.
Broke his heart.
That was it for me on Crocs right there. That was that was done.
But there's no technology. I mean, it's just like silicone, isn't it? That's it?
It's all EVA. It's all EVA foam rubber. That's all it is.
And I mean, you got holes cut like.
I never could imagine when they first come out, you said people are going to buy them like crazy.
If they would have asked you to have been an investor,
I'd have done. You lost your damn mind on that shit.
You'd been a hard pass.
But they are a huge company. They are, and it surprises me are the kids that wear them.
Yeah, I remember when they first came out. I think I was in college, so it was around 2011, 2010. And they were big then, but like you said now, like the younger kids, it's resurged. I don't know what has happened in society, but maybe
kids of them.
COVID.
Did you see the girl in Taiwan that got her legs stuck in one of those speed walking escalators, and they had to cut her leg off in the airport to get it out
with a Croc?
No, Croc. Yeah, it was in Taiwan. Just was on the news like 2 days ago. Anyway, she was on one of them fast ones, and her leg got stuck down on the side of it, and they couldn't get her out, and it had cut it, and she was bleeding. They had to cut her damn leg off. My dad was a fireman and retired, and he was at a car wreck, and they had to take my dad's buck knife and cut a guy's tendon off to get his leg off. It was stuck. It was mangled so bad in the bone. Dad pulled the guy with Dad was a caretaker. And he's like, this guy's going to bleed out if we don't get him out of here. And the guy was, his leg there. And he goes, something's hung up on his leg. And the bone was crushed and shit. He said, fuck, tendon. He said, I need something to cut it off. Dad said, hold on. Dad reached out and grabbed his old buck knife, out, and the guy cut the tendon right off.
Did they like pour anything on it?
Was it one of those that were in a scabbard on his belt? Or
no, it's in his back pocket.
Back pocket. Probably still had duck blood on it.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, it was not clean. I'm serious.
A little bit of pig feces.
That knife is in the Buck Knife Museum. Dad had it wore down so much it was half the size it normally was. And we were at a hunting show, and he was talking to the guy, and it was a grandson of Mr. Buck. He said, I'll send you 2 brand new knives if you'll give me that knife to put in our museum. And they did.
That's cool.
Pretty cool story. So anyways, back to Chêne Gear. You can't possibly have nothing left for next year, is there? Is there anything new coming next year too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some new stuff coming.
Holy cow.
Again, some new categories that we're going into. It's just... product development, I'll be 100% honest with you, man. No matter what, product development is, and when you do this, it's just selfish behavior. You're just making things that you like and that you want to wear. And, from other people that come in and say, hey, I'd like this, I want to wear this and that. And you kind of do what makes sense. And you're like, yeah, I can make that work. I think we could share that with everybody. I think that's a product that would sell and do good. So, there's other things that I like to wear that I want to make, and I want to put it out there and kind of go that way with it.
Speaking of being selfish, I'll be selfish for a minute here. Can we ever expect Chêne Gear to get into the turkey business, the turkey clothing business? It's hot in Texas. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's it. I think you hit the home run right
there. I might have hit something.
You did it again, Andy.
Damn it.
I mean, you know me. I'm a very, very passionate turkey hunter. It is one of my favorite things to do.
Tell us about
being selfish. Being selfish.
Tell us about Shin. Is it Shin Fest? What are we calling it? Y'all have a name for it?
Oh, Film Festival.
Film Festival.
Yeah, Film Festival is in October, and that man, I always get kind of teared up. I'm super excited about Film Festival. I think it is an awesome thing. There's 6 films made by six different artists. It's whatever. There was no direction from us. We didn't care. We just found some people that said, hey, you want to make a film? It needs to be between 10, 20 minutes long. We're going to show it, blah, 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 blah. Make what you want. There's a couple heart-wrenching stories. There is a couple historical stories on places. There's one I don't even know a single thing about. Actually, there's 2 I don't know a single thing about. I hadn't even watched them. They're like, hey, you want to watch them and see? I'm like, nope. About to be surprised. Hope it's good.
So this ain't like hunting movies.
No, they are. They're all kind of hunting
related.
They all have something to do with hunting. But one is kind of the heart-wrenching story is kind of on a kid and his trials that he goes through hunting. It's really cool. It's going to be good. The ones on places are about kind of some historical hunting places and a man that fought to save an area. That one's really good. So they're all hunting based. They're for a hunting audience. That's what they are. And it's in October. It's going to be in Memphis. So it's going to be cooler because it's in October. It's on a Saturday. We're going to have some football on. We're going to have some singer-songwriters perform on stage. We're going to watch these films. There's food available. There's food trucks. There's a beer garden. There's all kinds of stuff. And the greatest thing about it is if you just want to come and you want to be there, it's free. Getting in, being a part of it is free. Now, the food trucks, the vendors, of course, charge for food. There's charged for drinks. We don't have anything to do with any of that. We're just putting the event on.
Now,
one thing, let me finish. We do have one thing. We do have some like VIP tables that are kind of up front. They seat 8. They're $2,500, but you get a waiter with a table. You get some bottles of liquor. There's a bunch of prizes that go with buying the table. So if you do want to bring a group of people and have a table to sit at and all that, we did make some tables available. And then we have vendors that are coming. Moss is coming. I'll get in trouble because I'll never name everybody that's coming. Mossy Oak's coming. Tangle. No, I shouldn't have started this. Tangle Free's coming. A bunch of other brands are coming and setting up booth spaces, so there'll be vendors to see and all that. But general public, if you just want to come to it and watch films and drink some beer, man, it's free, and I think that is really awesome.
And that is October 20th?
21st. October 20th.
And that's the day of the Tennessee-Alabama game, isn't it?
Yeah.
There might be that might ruin your whole thing. Like,
I did not realize that's the third Saturday of October every year. Yep. I just saw that yesterday. I was watching a deal on it or reading, and it said they call it the third Saturday, and that's the Alabama-Tennessee football game.
The thing that I read this morning before all this was that Saban is very motivated and he is very pissed. So I think he is going to go scorched earth, or at least attempt to this year.
Until you
but technically, isn't that every day?
I think so. He does not seem, he's a great coach, but and I think this is why, but he does not seem like he's fun to be around. Like he is all the time business.
I don't think he has an off switch.
Belichick's the same way.
He said, so I guess Saban eats like 3 oatmeal cream pies every morning to start his day. And like, that's regimented and that's in there. And
Little Debbie should be fucking sponsoring his ass.
He does not deviate from that. And he's like, if we take a vacation, he's got a lake house there. I think it's in Georgia.
It
actually.
is.
And they go to the lake house couple times a year, and he watches film at the lake house, and he'll bathe in the lake, and that's about as wild as he gets. But the results are there. So, I mean,
there's no arguing with the results. There's no arguing with what the man can do and how he can motivate people and keep them in line. So,
as a football fan, have you watched? Is it called Quarterback?
yeah, it's on Netflix.
You watch Quarterback on Netflix with
Jeff,
Mahomes, Cousins?
they just had the big launch.
I understand, but he's got to go home at night and relax.
we just started it 2 nights ago. Jesse started it. We watched a little bit of the first one, and then I got home too late last night after lunch and didn't watch it again. But we did. We just started watching.
Kirk Cousins is hard to not like.
He is. He is. I like that guy. Yeah, I think it's kind of good too. I like seeing how the, just like everybody else, they're just normal people. Off the football field, they're just normal people. They got wives and kids and responsibilities, and Kirk Cousins drives a minivan.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Kirk embodies normal.
Quarterbacks are awkward creatures, though, because a lot of them, like Andrew Luck, they're nerds that are just very good athletically, but they've got a process. That's why I say that to win a Super Bowl, you got to be able to read defenses and do stuff. Them guys got to process so much information. And as you watch episode 2 and 3, you see more and more of that, and they're tough as shit. But what really, the 2 things that touched me the most were is how weird Kirk Cousins is how much of a regular guy he would be and a great neighbor, and how much Patrick Mahomes loves his university he went to. There is not a pro football player out there
He's
that
big
loves.
Tech guy?
Oh, it's all the time. Texas Tech, his clothes, everything. He talks about how great he loves that university. You'll see.
I've only seen the first.
But it's really good to see a guy appreciate where he come from as much as Patrick Mahomes does, who arguably is the greatest quarterback to play the game outside of Tom Brady ever.
Give him time.
He's good.
So are you a Tennessee guy?
No, I am. I'm such a conflicted person. I'm a lifelong LSU fan.
That's a good thing to be a part of then.
Yep. But I was also there for the horrible years, and there were a lot of them for a long time.
When was that?
In the 80s. I was trying to think what that coach's name was, even to the early 90s. DiNardo?
Yeah, no, that's not it. That's the guy that went to LSU, I think. I remember who you're talking about, though, before Saban.
Oh, yeah, long before Saban. But anyway, I'm a lifelong LSU fan. I have a daughter that is a Mississippi State fan. I have a daughter that is fluctuating and trying to become an Ole Miss fan. So, we're all over.
You're all over the
Your
SEC.
daughter's going to Ole Miss?
I did not say that. She wants to. She's got, 2 or 3 more years, and in a sophomore, high school girl sophomore, 2 years from where she's going to go. I mean, that's a lifetime.
If I had a daughter, I would be proud she went to Ole Miss, because I know she'd be a smoke show. A hottie toddy. They say that's the prettiest girls go to Ole Miss. I've heard that from everywhere. I always start an argument, and everybody always sends me all their stuff of every university they've went to. I'm just telling you, everybody I know, and I've been to Ole Miss, says that Ole Miss has got the prettiest girls.
So I'm looking at LSU coaches in the 80s. It didn't seem like it was that big of a drought. What Jerry Stovall, was that him? Like where are we at in the 80s? Bill Arnsperner?
Go forward. Go late 80s, early 90s.
Mike Archer, Curly Hallman, Jerry DiNardo, Hal Hunter.
What was his record?
32-24.
That is pretty bad for LSU standards, but still pretty good, especially for the talent
would take
they
him
come
at
down
Tech.
there.
We would love him at Tech.
Yeah.
You get us above 500, you'll fill the stadium up.
I had a real coon ass that hunted with me for years. I mean, legit grew up in the freaking swamp, coon ass, and he loved the Mad Hatter. What was the guy's name? Les Miles. Love Les Miles. Like Les Miles so much better than Nick Saban. But I think he was heartbroken because Nick Saban left LSU and he just didn't want to admit it. I think that was his biggest problem.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, you can't compare the two. I'm gonna tell you. Did you watch the baseball game, the finals?
The College World Series?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
We were in upstate New York when it was on. What a beating that was! Woo.
Yeah, those last 3 games. I mean, the last game, of course, was great. That second game was like, where did this come from? that shows you. I mean, that really shows you baseball. Like I love baseball. I absolutely love baseball, and I think baseball players probably get in trouble for this. I think baseball players are the best athletes out there, just all around best.
Boy,
athletes.
you are going to open up a can on that one.
Well, no. Good thing I can hang up in a little while. And y'all can handle this from here on out. But anyway, and it doesn't matter what that team is. When it doesn't always have to be an LSU or a Miami or a Texas or a school like that. It can be really any school. Once that team gels together and starts working together, and you have all those athletes, somebody from out of nowhere can win. And it's, I think that's the beauty of baseball. I think it's the cool thing about it.
I think I'm going to back you up, and I'm not a huge baseball fan. I like college baseball way more than I like the pros, but I'm going to back you up. If you took a professional whatever player and you set him in a batter's box and you said, hit this ball, it's coming 99 at your noggin, and then I'm going to throw 72 mile an hour changeup, hit this ball, they're going to look foolish.
You're going to really laugh at my deal.
But if you were to take a baseball player and put him in something else, he could stay afloat.
An athlete is an athlete.
Yeah.
Hitting a baseball is the hardest part of playing a pro sport. I would give you that. I don't have, and being a catcher is probably one of the toughest positions in pro sports. The best athletes, I hate to disagree with both of you guys.
You're going to disagree.
I'm going to disagree with you on the greatest athlete.
Wow.
And it's a sport I hate.
Soccer.
No.
Lacrosse?
Shit, no.
Rugby.
Bowling. No. Basketball.
Oh.
The best athletes play basketball. You take a 6'5" guy playing in the NBA, he could be an all-pro tight end.
But he couldn't hit a baseball.
Hitting a baseball's tough. I agree with you on that.
Yeah. You ever seen Charles Barkley try to hit a golf ball?
He can hit one, it just is ugly.
That man has the ugliest swing alive.
But
uglier than me.
Charles Barkley would have been a good football player.
I disagree.
Okay, well, you have that right to do that. I'm just, but Tony Gonzalez, college basketball player. We need to ask Dave Winfield. He played pro baseball. He was All-American in 3 sports at Minnesota, football, baseball, and basketball. And we could ask him what's the deal. But
how are we going to ask him?
What I like about baseball players, I've been around a lot of pro athletes in my life. Baseball players are the best ones in the world because they have to work to where they're at more than anything else. I don't give a shit if you're a first-round draft pick in Major League Baseball, you're going to go to the minors for a little bit probably and have to work your way through the minors and prove who you are from Class A and rookie ball all the way up. And those guys seem to be more humble than anyone else. So I get along great with baseball players. I love college baseball. College baseball and college softball are right outside of college football the 2 best sports in college, I think. They're all a step below the NFL, but they're close.
Yeah, Jeff's an NFL guy.
When we at Shin Fest or the Film Fest, it's a one day only on Saturday, right?
That's right.
Okay, there's going to be vendors there. You've said that. We won't go through the list, but it's a big list of vendors. So it's basically going to be like a waterfowl festival with films. I mean, you can go there and you'll be able to buy products off of your people you want to see, visit them, talk to people that have products, be able to buy food trucks and all that stuff, and enjoy live music, Alabama-Tennessee football game on TV, and then see the films. Are the films going to be an outside deal or an inside venue?
It's an all outside venue. It's at the Botanical Gardens, and it's just a really cool place in Memphis. It's kind of in an older area, but it's a big. They have I think our screen, which I'll get wrong, is like 30 feet tall, and then however wide it has to be. It's a giant screen. It has a really big stage there. Then this like lawn area that's really open, and then it kind of goes back into a bunch of real old growth oak trees. It's really cool. It's really beautiful. They have a ton of concerts that go on there all the time and all kinds of different events. So really cool setting. It ought to be great temperature that time of year. It should be fun. It's just kind of a cool thing. And honestly, to my knowledge, I don't know anybody that's ever put on a film festival and basically gave it to you. Right. Said, here you go, come spend the day and watch the films. The other thing about the films, there will be a fan's choice. So we're going to show them, and then at the end of it, you'll get to vote. And whichever film gets the most votes and wins, we're going to present that filmmaker with a prize and cool stuff like that. They get a monetary prize, and it's cool. We went through all these different things of like we're going to make like these giant, obnoxious trophies to present, and then there's this race out west in Colorado where if you run 100 miles nonstop, or how it works, 100-mile race, and you win, you get a belt buckle. So I thought things like that were kind of cool. It's like, let's give the filmmaker a belt buckle or just like a piece of metal junk. Like, oh, here you go. But no, we're giving them some money and a plaque and some notoriety. So really, I'm proud of Film Festival. I'm really glad.
It's a really cool idea, and it's a really cool take on, because kind of these things are popping up more where brands are bringing people together, and this is a really cool spin on things. And it's just like you said, it's going to be this nice casual environment, and
there'll be drinks served.
I'm really,
right?
really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time.
Absolutely.
And the weather's going to be beautiful.
Andy said for everybody that comes up and sees him and buys him a sangria, he'll drink with them all night.
Did not say that. Did not say that. That's October, Jeff. I don't drink sangria in October. That's a summertime drink. Once Labor Day hits, sangria is done.
So what are we drinking in Memphis in October?
I might be sober, Jeff. Never know.
You might be sober.
Might be sober by then.
If you want to, I can get like a banner made to make sure people are coming up and buying you these drinks. And spending time
I would love that.
No.
Andy's going to be ready too, because we're going to be in Canada filming up until the day before. We're going to fly from Canada to Memphis to be there for that. And yeah, Andy will need a lot of drinking.
Andy will not. Andy will need a lot of water is what Andy's going to need. So tell me about, yeah, go ahead.
I was to say, I'll have you plenty of water. I'll try to take care of you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Tell me about launch day. What was that like on your end of the spectrum? You said you didn't get home until late last night. What was the day like?
Yeah. So we do launch day. So just like anything else, it doesn't matter. You plan it out a year ahead. You're still scrambling last minute to make sure connections are working, inventory's update, there's no errors or anything like that. So the scramble up till 10 o'clock is just this madhouse. If you're just constantly doing things, you're just worried and stressed and all that. But at 10 o'clock, we kind of we had food here. We had a big breakfast here. We had lunch brought in. We had people just all day in and out of the shop. But at 10, doors are open. It goes live online. We pull it up on the big screen here in the conference room, and we all can just kind of sit back and watch it. And, you see those orders and you see people online. It just kind of starts ticking at 10. So, for me and for everybody else that's been doing a lot of stuff all year, you kind of get this sigh of relief. All right, it worked. People are happy and this and that. And then we kind of spend the day just being here with people in the shop, in and out. We serve lunch. We have customers all the time, so we kind of do tours, and we kind of just take the day. And then at 5, we'll shut it down, and everybody that works here, we go and we have dinner. We go have dinner. We have some drinks. Some of us had extra drinks, and it's a good night to just talk and tell stories and all that. But then this is something I did learn from going back to Saban. I learned from Saban. He said he allows everybody that, if they win a national championship, you allow everybody that night to celebrate and all that. And the next day it's back to work. And today it's back to work. We've got a ton of orders we've got to get out. We've got some DU events that we have people going to work. So enjoy the day, enjoy the night, and back to work today.
So what are orders shipping? Like if you ordered bibs, for example, when will they go out?
So they're shipping now. We have this, we pre-ordered a lot of the waders starting in February. We use that NWTF show in Nashville to basically say, hey, here's everything that's coming new. And we show it to people and we start taking orders then. So we have this backlog of pre-orders that we start getting out. And we usually start them we started working on orders on Monday. So we kind of cheat the launch day a few days. We start packing them. And it's first in, first out. We don't let anybody jump the line. So we start shipping, getting product and going. It'll take us through the weekend and through the better part of next week. I'd say by Wednesday, we'll be completely caught up. We'll have everybody in process then. So at that point, we try to ship orders daily. If you place an order on Wednesday, we try to ship it on Wednesday, Thursday at the latest. We just kind of have to get through this little backlog of pre-orders first.
Well, that's cool then, because that's whenever you order something, then it's like 2 weeks to get there. You're like, motherfucker, even though it's like July and you're not going to wear it anywhere, people still like to look at it. So that's cool that it's going out now.
Yeah, we don't want to. I don't want to sit on anybody's money. Right. I don't want to sit on anybody's order either. So, we strive. We work. I work in the warehouse. Everybody that works here works, and we go in the warehouse. We process order. My kids come up here and process orders. We work to get stuff out. I have a very good team. I think that's kind of some of that baseball mentality of, let's put a really good team together where everybody's pulling their weight and pulling each other along. That's what we try to do with the group that we have.
Well, y'all's customer service is amazing, and y'all's reputation is amazing. I have people call me all the time and say, I'm just going to tell you right now, I had to stop by the Shin Gear, and they fixed this for me, and they took care of me. I get it all the time. And if it was something bad, someone would say something to me about it. I can't believe, we get that sometimes on other things, but nobody ever has complained at all about anything. All you hear is how great everything is. And that's a true testimony to y'all.
I mean, we try, we really do. We try to take care of everybody, and, customer service is the one thing. It's not that hard. We talk about it all the time. It is not that hard to just take care of somebody. Just, do your best. If they're being unreasonable, if there's an issue, like I told one of our ladies the other day, I was like, I'm pretty sure that guy's not mad at you about his order or mad at you. There's something else going on. The reason why he yelled at you the way he did, let's put a little asterisk by his name. If this happens again, we have the choice to not. And I say this, I don't say it arrogantly. I'm not trying to be cocky, but like everybody out there has a choice of who they buy from. And also brands have a choice of who they work with, who they sell to. And if a person has a problem, we can say, you know what, this really isn't working out for either one of us. If you don't have to yell at us, we don't want to be upset with you. Maybe it just didn't fit. So do that. But we honestly try to take care of everybody and do something a little bit different, whether it's Film Fest giving back, whether it was like last year where we gave everybody their federal duck stamp. This year we're giving everybody a DU membership. That's real money. We have to pay for that. We had to pay for all those duck stamps. I've got to pay for all those DU memberships, but trying to take care of people, and we're trying to make things better.
And there's some customers you just cannot make happy at all. And there is a blacklist with outfitters of clients that we won't book again. It's not a written deal, but there's 6 or 7 different outfitters that I talk to, and we talk about the same customers, and nobody will book those people again. And then it's crazy. I had a guy that was a real pain in the ass for everybody else that hunted with us last year. Complete gentleman. His whole group of guys was great, but they were older guys. And I've got old guides like Andy that can go with these guys that are a little more patient. And it was great. Great guys, great tippers, great everything about them.
It must have been early in the year because patience in January ain't there.
The guy hunted in late November, but it was a great group of guys. But another outfitter called me and said, I hunted them assholes last year, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be terrible. And I know another guy hunted them. So I was all expecting them to be a pain in the butt, just as nice of guys as I've ever been around. Really nice guys. So you're going to come up with some people that just don't mix and match real well with others, but majority of your customers are going to be good people. And there's some that there's also the guy out there that's always wanting to come complain, so you give him something free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you try to make sure those people are few and far between, and and just like y'all, all of us, your businesses and our businesses, we're in that. We're in the relationship business. I want customers that are proud to own the product, that are taking the time to understand the product and the differences between one jacket and a different jacket and stuff like that. And I want people that are proud to have the gear and like it. And likewise, I want to take care of them. If they have an issue, their fault, my fault, no matter what it is, things are fixable, things are repairable. And you just do that. I tell them all the time, we're in the relationship business.
Well, and what's so cool, like Jeff said earlier, like you guys already have a reputation of going above and beyond, and y'all are a new company. Like whenever you look at the grand scheme of it, what was this year number 3?
Year 3 selling.
Right. So I mean, for you guys to have such to have built such a brand in such a short amount of time, I mean, that's a testament, like you said earlier, to the team that you've assembled and to the product. More importantly, because it is everything that y'all sell is a great product. There hadn't been one thing that I've put on of y'all's and been like, it's lacking. And if it was, you guys would fix it. So, I mean, you've got a great team and a great brand for being so young.
We're trying. We really are. I mean, we're really trying to put good product out. And if there is an issue, we'll fix it. We'll work through it. And the other thing too, because I've been in this industry my whole life. This is the only thing I've ever done. The time cycle from idea to on the shelf, the life cycle of a product, that 2 years of development is really unheard of. That's not something people that I'm familiar with, that I know of that you do. There's always a rush to market.
Right.
Because you're trying to get sales and you're trying to compete and do all this and that. So spending 2 years to build something out, making sure it's performing and doing what you're going to tell somebody it's going to do, it actually does. That's pretty cool. I'm really proud of us for doing that.
The city manager in Knox City asked me one time, he's like, hey, he goes, do you have waders? I said, yes, I do. He goes, and when we have a water leak, he wanted to buy a couple of sets for the guys. They have a water leak once or twice a year. And in the wintertime, he wanted to get some waders and stuff. He said, who makes them? And I told him, he called me back. He goes, them waders cost $1,000. I go, yeah, they're waders. I said, they're good waders. I said, you won't have to buy none again. He goes, we'll only use them once or twice a year. I said, well, you can go down to Walmart and buy you some cheap ones. I said, you can keep buying them every year. I said, 15 years from now, you're going to be way ahead on buying these right there. Yeah, but I just think I'm going to let that city manager down there make that decision 10 or 15 years down the road. I said, yeah. He said, I can't believe they cost that much. I said, yeah. He goes, who else uses them? And I said, I guess duck hunters. So my question leading into this was, what is y'all's next biggest market outside of waterfowl hunters? Is it fishermen?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to look at that. It's like, how much do you want to grow? How big do you want to be? And I had this conversation with a customer yesterday, just a little bit. And it was like, because we were looking at our repair area, and I was kind of showing him how I've grown it and made it and scaled it and different things like that. And, he was talking about, well, do you want to get to the point where you're selling more waders than anybody else? I'm like, not really, because, with that becomes more headaches and different demands and issues and stuff like that and creep up. I'm just like, I just want to build the best wader. And if we can continue to build the best wader out there that fits the market, that's what we want to do. As far as expanding the market, I'm a waterfowl guy. That is who I am, and that's what I want to do. And I think that's where I shine making products, because I understand what a waterfowler needs when he's out there. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of places there's a lot of people that need and use waders. I just want to make sure that if we enter a different market, we're building a product from a base of knowledge for that market and for that person. I never want to just put our name on a product to enter a different market. I want to make sure that we're coming at it from a source of being authentic. So, I know I didn't answer your question, but I don't really have an answer for your question. I'm just kind of giving you some philosophy that we have behind the brand.
I told him, I said, I guess trout fisherman would probably be the next person that buys tons of waders. I can't think but when he said that to me about city workers, I thought, I bet every city in the United States, especially a big town that's got water leaks, they'd all have waders they would wear. I mean, that's not your market. I just was curious.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of places and a lot of need for waders and different things in some industrial type areas. There's things come up. There's always needs and uses and all that.
That scout boot. I'm telling you, when people get just regular people like farmers and stuff wear them, those things are going to be huge.
Hey, I hadn't got to talk to you in a while. How was turkey season? I also have a strong passion for hunting those silly bastards. How was it for you?
It was good. I had a good turkey season. I got to travel some. I spent time in Florida. I had great hunts there. I had great hunts here at home in the South. In Mississippi, we had good hunts here, Tennessee and Alabama. And then I've had it forever. I have a ranch. I don't own it. I don't get crazy. I have a lease in Texas. And that one's my favorite. I look forward to going to Texas every year. I'll spend 10 days to 2 weeks out there, and I get to bring friends in. This year it was really fun because I brought in everybody from the office. The partners came in, the guys that work in the back. Everybody came out there and hunted for a few days. And Texas was phenomenal. It was great. And then since leaving, I think it's rained every day out there.
Probably so. It's been wet.
Where's it at?
Outside of the closest town is it's between El Dorado and Sonora.
Jeff, that
familiar with that?
Yeah, it's down. That's where the guy had the pretty babies. The cult guy was down that area.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
pretty babies.
Oh, what's that called? It's a Netflix
Be Sweet and Tender, or
yeah.
Jeffress.
Keep Sweet Prey or some shit.
Yeah,
like that?
William Jeffress was his name, I think.
That's right.
He was in El Dorado. Or
they
Sonora?
built a compound down there around Eden.
It's El Dorado. It's outside of El Dorado. I think it's north or west of town.
Yeah. It has been wet down there. I'm gonna tell you what, it rained a little bit last night, not much, but it's rained around here again.
Zion Ranch.
I think so. That's it.
Zion Ranch.
Keep Sweet Prey, I think was what it was. I watched a little bit of that. I do remember.
It was actually a really good series.
Have you ever driven by his compound? Have you ever seen it when you were out there?
No, I haven't. When I get out there, I have turkey on the brain, and I'm so focused on that. I ought to try to find it someday and go see it.
When was this? It says, I guess,
90s?
10 years ago?
I think 90s and 2000s.
Removed 437 children from that ranch.
That was a wealthy deal too, because those guys, they were in construction. That was $100 million little deal going on, because what would happen was they would get these people. Could you imagine a guy coming to Chêne Gear and say, listen, Jeff, here's what we want to do. We want you to join our cult, and you're going to do that, and you're going to let us have your daughters, and then you're going to give us your company. And you're like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. These were smart people that built these big businesses, and they just gave shit to this guy.
I do not understand.
I'm telling you.
I don't. But it happened, and I watched the documentaries and read about it. I saw it.
It's shocking.
Jesus. Yeah, that's it's always amazing that the cult leader's the only one having sex in the group. Like, and then you got to hand your wife over to him, and like he's the only one, and it's just being a cult leader ain't that bad. It's the other morons.
The guy had 100 wives, and like some of them were 63, 64, 65 his age, and then he had them down to 18, 17, 16 and stuff. And just nobody in there's got any damn common sense.
Never.
Didn't think you could get that many dumb people together.
But I saw Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey. I didn't finish it. Yeah, there it is right there.
Anyways, that area has got, we've had a lot of rain this spring. We ain't had the big runoff rains where we need it, but north of town we have. But it's raining again right now. I just looked at radar everywhere west. It's crazy to be in July and be 114 and 15 degrees and still have rain every day.
So your hatch was probably pretty good out there on the ranch.
Yeah, and that's what it was. So a lot of times people ask me, what can you do to improve, habitat and all that? And the answer is rain.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And it's really cool. I know that we're getting real off topic, but like last year we had an amazing drought during turkey season, during breeding season and all that. And like we hardly heard gobbling. We didn't hardly see any breeding activity. Nothing was going on. And I talked to a guy named Mike Chamberlain, who is a turkey biologist.
Yeah.
I sent him a note through Facebook because a rancher out there, a really old rancher, told me. I was talking to him and I said, hey, are you hearing gobbling and seeing breeding? He's like, no, and you won't. And I was like, well, I'm not either at our ranch. And he said, you won't. I said, why? He said, because the turkeys know that the hatch won't make, so they're not breeding.
Oh.
And he just said it so, like he just knew. He just knew it. He just said it like, this is a matter of fact. This is what's going on. But they know. So that stuck with me. When I got home, I asked Mike Chamberlain, the turkey biologist, about it. And he said, no, he's right. He said, when they have severe drought and conditions like this, turkeys won't breed. So fast forward to this year, there was breeding activity all the time. And on June 3rd, the ranch manager called me. I was here at home, and he said, hey, you're not going to believe this, but I just saw a gobbler and a hen breeding on the side of the road. He said, what's going on? And I said, well, it's because of all the rain. It's because of the conditions. She's either, she's either re-nesting because she lost a nest, or she's going to have another hatch because the conditions are so good. And, for him, he's not getting out of that truck and off that road. So it's probably happening everywhere out there.
Yeah.
They've had about 11 inches of rain, and it's not runoff rain. In y'all's country out there, and especially that country, you get an inch or two of rain, and it just washes away and runs off. It's just been like steady ground-soaking rain. Those we'll go out there next year, and those mesquites will be twice the size that they normally are. So
this year, I heard more gobbling than I have in a long time, but it got to the point where it was a little bit annoying because I would hear them gobble, but they would never come, or they'd come within 100 yards. Like there was just so much of it that I almost became numb to the gobbling. Like, oh, well, there's another one.
Those are on-X reading turkeys you're hunting, though.
I guess.
They knew the fence line.
There's a lot of that, and it's fun. I love it. I love turkey hunting because of the different challenges. You get that where, and I've kind of learned out there that if he's just gobbling and gobbling and gobbling and gobbling and gobbling, you're either going to have to work his hens, meaning you got to get his hens to drag him to you, or you just got to keep him in hearing distance or seeing distance and work on a satellite gobbler that comes to him.
Right.
I think turkey hunting it's challenging and it's fascinating, and it just like there's so many different conditions. I just
everything's working against you. Everything, because everything out there, everything, no matter where you are, is trying to kill and eat a turkey. So I mean, for them to make it, I don't know how they make it through the day.
Are you gonna do you also have the deer hunting? Do you deer hunt on that ranch or just turkey hunt?
No, just turkey hunt. I only turkey hunt.
Deer horn should be phenomenal in Texas this year
because of the rain.
All the rain. We should have monster. I can't wait to see what Wade and Bucky killed down at Albany.
Well, that rain in the spring, that creates that undergrowth that the hens need, right, to hide their nests a little bit more effectively.
That's right. Yeah. The one thing that's out there that's different than most other places is the protein level in the grasses and stuff that they get. So they're going to be bigger, they're going to be stronger, they'll be healthier. It can support those larger clutch sizes and, better nesting conditions. And there's undergrowth. There's places for them to hide. I mean, when those mesquites leaf out like they do and they get full, you can't see through a mesquite flat. So it gives them places to hide, and it will rain. I mean, it's the number one thing everybody needs: water and rain. It's the best thing ever.
I saw a hen with some little ones up the road the other day.
I got screwed by more coyotes. I even had I'm assuming it was a doe. It was a deer that had no horns, but they could have just lost them. But anyway, I had a deer screw me this year. I had a bird. We moved on him, and he was coming in hot. And he was maybe 75 out, and he's like, he's doing his thing, gobbling every so often, and he's got a pretty quick pace. And then a deer just walks out, and then they go nose to nose, and then his head changed colors, and he kind of looked around like he was lost, and I made a little sound, and he just turned around and left. Never had a deer screw me before until this year.
It happens a lot, especially here where you have a real big deer population. And that's one thing, it's kind of funny in the fall, the deer hunters and everybody, they're so concerned about scent, and they're so concerned about, not getting busted and this and that. And nobody really thinks about it in the springtime of the year with their clothes and antimicrobial and why to take care of it. But I can tell you what, a doe blowing behind you will bust a turkey just as quick as anything out there.
Yeah.
I mean, something to think about.
I've never thought about that. I've just always taken it for granted that I don't need to spray that. But yeah, you're right though. Like anytime a deer comes up and I'm working a bird, I'm like, oh, please God, don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't blow.
Don't.
Please don't
Just walk
blow.
away. You don't have to be an asshole. I'm not coming after you. Just leave. Just leave. Yeah, I saw some of the video clips from your time in Texas, and it looked like you guys got on them pretty good. So, any rattlesnakes out there?
Did you watch the snake video?
That was no, I didn't see that. I don't think.
Everybody else did. Jeff Farmer is my partner with White Oaks. He was out there. He posted it. Everybody posted it. I mean, it just saw it. It got so many comments and different stuff. So if you didn't see it, in a synopsis of it is, we were driving down the 2-track and I saw a snake crossing the road.
What is this on? Is it on his?
It's on Jeff's White Oaks page on Instagram.
I'll look at it real quick.
You can pull it up and look at it. But basically, the snake crosses the road, and everybody had killed turkeys. Everybody's really happy. Everybody had a few Shiner Box and Miller Lights. And the next thing I know, Jeff has grabbed the snake and is chasing Phil Norris, one of our other partners, with it, who's just sprinting across the field.
Is that a rattlesnake?
You're watching it now.
He grabbed a rattlesnake?
No, it wasn't a rattlesnake. It was a gopher snake.
I don't even know what the gopher snake is.
It looks like a bull snake, maybe.
No, it
is a gopher snake.
What it's called. Yeah, but it looks just like a rattlesnake. Everybody thought it was a rattlesnake, and it goes inside my truck. You'll see it go in there. And I told him, like, all this happened. All this happened, and he filmed it and everything, or videoed it and whatnot.
That guy's still running.
And, we sat there, and I told him a little bit later, I said, Jeff, you cannot post that video. And he said, well, too late. And I said, my wife, Jessie, is going to see that, and she is going to say, you've got to sell that truck or don't come home. And he said, well, too late. I posted it. And like 15 seconds later, she commented on that post, you've got to sell that truck. I'm like, thanks. Thanks a lot.
She doesn't do snakes either?
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. No. I brought a king snake inside the house one time when the girls were little. She was giving them a bath upstairs, and I brought this snake in, and they still talking about it. They still talking.
Yeah, Jeff's watching it now. I am not a fan of snakes either. I'm not a fan of any kind of reptile, really. So, I
can't believe that some bitch went in your truck.
Just crawled right up in it.
Like it was his home.
How hard was it to get him out?
Difficult.
I don't like snakes at all. Now, what your buddy should have done is not said nothing. That's what I would have done. I wouldn't have said nothing about it, and we'd have got in the truck and started driving, and that damn thing would have come running around through there. Oh.
Fuck that. That's no good. What about rattlesnakes? Do you see those quite often out there?
I don't see a whole lot of rattlesnakes. We see a few of them. You'll see one. Well, I mean, it kind of comes in spurts too. Some years you'll see a few, and some years you can go years without seeing them. I don't see many.
They're on a decline. The pigs are eating them.
Yeah, if you've got Jeff thinks if you've got a big pig population out there, that keeps the rattlesnake numbers down.
I think he's right. I will say I think that he's right. I think that is where a lot of the snakes go, is to the hogs.
Because, I mean, they're going to look for any source of protein that they can get. And then if they run across, especially a rattlesnake, like that's just a dinner bell. I mean, it gets them pissed off. But I also think that that's why rattlesnakes are not rattling as much anymore, because they realize they've got just an alarm system on their butt.
I tell that to a lot of the customers. I used to bring a lot of customers out, a lot of friends, different people, and a lot of people would come out for the first time, and they would always, if it's the first thing anybody ever asks when you're going turkey hunting takes, you're like, what about rattlesnakes? And you're like, all right, yeah, here we go, blah, blah, blah. Talk about snakes for a little bit. And then usually when you're out there hunting, that somebody will say, you know what, I thought we would see more snakes, or at least hear one. I said, well, you don't hear them anymore because they don't rattle because of the hogs. And then their eyes get like this big. Shit, they're everywhere, and I just can't hear them or see them.
I have said that if we knew truly how many rattlesnakes we were within 10, 15 feet to, we would not go into the woods. I maintain that stance. Just like sharks in the ocean. If you knew how many sharks were close to you, maybe not 15 feet, but within 100 yards, You wouldn't go in the water.
Well,
Same with the snakes.
I don't think so because
You don't think so?
No, the snake population is way, way, way down. When I first moved out here 30 years ago, if you drove these country roads at night, you'd see a rattlesnake every night. Multiple rattlesnakes on the roads. You don't see them no more.
But when I'm running and gunning, I bet there are times that I walk right past a snake, never even know
a
it's there.
snake, yes, but just not very many of them. What I'm saying is there's not what there was 30 years ago. You damn sure would have.
Oh,
There's just not the snake numbers you see, and it's crazy back then.
But one's enough for me to ruin my day.
I'm the same way. But back then, if you got within 10, 15 yards, a snake would buzz.
Right.
There's nothing worse than walking through freaking knee-deep weeds and you hear, and you don't know where the hell it's at. You don't know where to stop or go forward. You just don't see very many of them no more. I walk out now, there'll be one outside today, but we don't. Like the lodge, we used to have rattlesnakes here. We'd kill rattlesnakes every year. We very seldom have a rattlesnake here anymore.
Did you see that video of Jeff and when they had the snake outside and Jeff got called outside?
Scared the shit out of me. I hate snakes.
Hey, look, man, there's an age that, listen, Jeff, don't get offended, but there's an age that people get to, y'all got to stop messing with them because,
there's a good chance I almost shit my pants for sure the other day. I wasn't worried about a heart attack, but shit my pants, yes. I can tell you a funny ass rattlesnake story. I'm going to keep the people's names. A guy that I know very well was at a shop one time, my father-in-law's shop, who's passed away, owned the Oilfield Supply Company.
You can throw him under the bus.
Yeah, he's dead. Well, he didn't do nothing to do with this. He wasn't a joke player. But anyways, the guy gets in the truck and he looks in the window and everybody's watching him out there. All the guys working there sitting there kind of laughing. He's like, what the fuck's going on? He said, he stops at a stop sign and he said, felt something hit my leg and I looked down and there was a dead rattlesnake under his seat. And when he hit his brakes, it slid up and hit him in his foot. And he said, God damn, that scared shit out of him. He said, I about shit all over myself. And he thought, yeah, there ain't no sense to waste a good snake. You got to do some fun with it. We have a highway patrolman that lived here, and he parked his car behind his house under a carport, and he went and took that snake and hit and stretched it out. So when he opened his gate to go get in his car, it had a wooden fence, that snake would be right there, and he thought, oh, that'd be real funny. He did not know the guy was out of town, but his wife was 8 months pregnant, and she walked outside to take the trash out, and she saw it, and she jumped and screamed and peed all over herself, and she was not real happy. So she calls her husband in Austin, and he calls the sheriff and has him come over to do it. And the sheriff's deputy gets there and sees that snake there, and he don't like snakes. So he said, shit, I'm just going to shoot it. So he takes his gun out and he shoots it. The shot from his shotgun bounced off the concrete and shot a hole in the door of the highway patrolman's car. And so
all over a dead rattlesnake.
All over a dead rattlesnake. So
took her about 2 decades to get over that.
Yeah. He told me, he said she would not speak to me for 20 years. Kids played high school football together and she would not speak to him at games or nothing. She still was pissed.
Still pissed off about that.
But I don't like snakes at all. I don't.
We could tell.
Now, I'm not a big fan of them, but
we could tell.
If I see them and I'm in control, just like anything else, if I see them and I'm in control of the situation, they really don't bother me. Bad snakes, poison snakes, I kill all of them. Other ones, I just kind of, whatever, get out of the way of them. I don't like the surprise. I don't like to look down and all of a sudden.
Shit, no.
Have you had that?
Oh yeah, turkey hunting.
Oh
yeah.
no,
See, and that's
no.
That's the bad thing that we have here. We have, especially at my house, we have tons of cottonmouths, and there's no warning.
No,
you'll see a little flicker of the tail, but when you see that white mouth open up, that's what'll get you. So we have cottonmouths, we have copperheads, we have timber rattlers. You'll get some rattles from timber rattlers, but I mean, I can't tell you. I guarantee it happened to me 5 times this year.
Oh.
You sat down on a tree, you're sitting there focused on your turkey or focused on the person that you got with you or trying to take care of a situation like that and look down and there's a cottonmouth right beside you.
Screw that.
Shit. Those are poisonous. Like those will get you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll get you. And they're mean. They're aggressive. So
see, I couldn't do that. Me and Andy are leaving Monday. We're going to film in the swamps of Louisiana. And I'm not a real big fan. We're going to be in the water because we're doing some different things. I'm not a big fan of alligators.
Well, who would be in their territory?
That really, snakes and alligators probably scare me more than anything. And I'm going to be uncomfortable sitting in that boat watching Andy in that water. I'm telling you right now.
Andy in that water. I took my kids out quite a bit this year, and I'm so paranoid. So I've got like a snake stick out here, and like I'm checking under the trees, and I'm like digging up dirt to make sure that there's not a nest under us somehow. Like that would end it for them. If a snake crawled in between us, they're done. I think I would definitely be done. They might not be. No, I couldn't. I've seen the video like where the guy's sitting on the tree and like he's taking a nap, I guess, and the snake crawls across his lap.
That's a big ass rattlesnake too.
I've seen that one.
He's got like the GoPro set up behind him. Not a good situation. What do you
imagine getting home and watching that?
What do you do in that situation? Like when you look down and there's a snake, like how do you just pop up real quick? Do you stand up?
You hope the smell of shit don't run and make him mad.
Yeah, the only one that was really, really close, like he was sitting at my tree, at the base of my tree. So basically I'm sitting on the north side of the tree and he's like right to the west side of the tree. I'm definitely in striking distance. He's right beside me. That was the only one that was really close enough that I was scared, and I just kind of watched him and I just gently rolled away. But honestly, I don't know. I think I've been told that like sudden quick moves are a bigger problem than casually getting out of the way.
Right.
Well, I don't know they can differentiate between you and something that's trying to eat them. So that if you're not being aggressive towards them or moving quickly, they probably aren't. They're more apt to just sit there and not be noticed probably than they are to do it. Do you remember when you were deer hunting, Andy? We was probably about 9 or 10 years old, and I took you to the Pink House field.
I had a skunk under me.
No, there's a rattlesnake, and I peeled up to pick you up. To pick you up, Andy was 10 years old and put him in a box blind. It went up in the air, and I pulled up in the truck, and you could hear, and the rattle went off and it was by where you were sitting at. You don't remember that?
I don't remember.
Well,
that.
That's good.
I remember a skunk. I was sitting in a blind, and one, I could see the bottom, and a skunk like went across. That scared the shit out of me. It was right at dark. Jeff was coming to pick me up. I could see the headlights, and I was like, "You got to get here fast." That was when we had radios. We didn't have cell phones then. We had walkie-talkies.
Oh, the good old days.
I don't do it. All right, Jeff, we are going to let you go. Congratulations on the big launch. It sounds like everything is going great. You guys are killing it right now, so keep doing everything that you're doing. And we're excited to be a part of you guys. And we look forward. I won't be there in Delta, but I'll see you in probably October, I guess.
Oh, at Film Fest, man, that's great. I really hope as many people can come to Film Fest and be a part of this as they want to. It's going to be a really good time. Excited to see y'all there.
It'll be great. Well, if there's anything that we can do for you in the meantime, let us know. And then Jeff will buy you a beer at Delta in a couple of weeks. And you guys just keep doing what you guys are doing.
Jeff's so busy at trade shows, he don't even have time to talk to anybody hardly. That's the hardest working man in the waiter business right there. There ain't no doubt about it.
We try.
I can imagine.
I tell you what, though, the other thing, the only thing that I'm going to have a talk. I'm going to come out and see y'all one time, and I'm going to have a talk with y'all's UPS man, because I'm severely upset that Andy's first scout boots that I sent out that I wrote his name on the bottom of the foot did not make it. I did a lot of effort to get your name. I even spelled it with the crooked N. Like you did.
Did you ever find those boots?
No.
None of us have them.
Oh, I didn't.
No, none of us. Somebody somewhere's got some Andy boots. There's somebody out there that's got some scout boots that has Andy on them, because
on the bottom
we got 5 pair. We looked through. First, I told Andy, or Andy did. Andy looked, and then Michelle. I didn't even take one of them out of the box. She goes, "That's got to be the ones that are in the closet. You didn't take out of the box." She went and looked at it, and I said, "Frickin' Tony's probably got them." They probably went and looked at Tony's, and he didn't have them either. So somebody out there's got an Andy off of Toy Story boots.
Yeah, I was so excited about it. One of my daughters was up here. The oldest daughter was helping me that day, and I was back there and I was writing Andy on it, and I looked it up to get it right and which foot it was and how to do the end. And she was like, "You were so stupid." What you do when you're a dad?
Yeah, they don't understand. You'll be that way one day too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, if there's any other new products that you want me to ruin by blasting it on social media, just send them out here. I'll be happy to walk on eggshells for you again.
I got something coming your way. I think you're really gonna like.
Good deal.
I think you're really.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna text you the guys' info on who won the Scout boots and the Patreon. We appreciate you doing that giveaway, and I'll text that to you today too.
size and color,
Yep,
and I'll get it
I got
taken
that
care
done. All right, Jeff, we appreciate it, man. I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Look forward to you buying me that beer.
Go Tigers.
of. I'll do it.
All right,
Thank
see
you,
ya.
guys.
Bye.
The hardest working man in the waiter business.
He is that. Well, I'm telling you, he was a hustler at them shows. Great
I bet,
team.
and especially like he said, the turkey convention is kind of when they release some new products for people to see. I bet they are bombarded.
It's swamped.
So, because that's the first place a lot of people see a lot of these cool things.
Turkey Fest has turned into Waterfowl Fest. There's a ton of waterfowl stuff there.
Well, I think it's just got a big overlap.
It does.
I think
People are still excited about waterfowl season. It just ended.
So
Snow goose hunting is going on at that time, but it's huge. I mean, there's a lot. I was absolutely impressed with that. I'm not going to lie.
Turkey.
Yes.
I'm hopeful that there's not a bachelor party that I'm not going to get to go to next year, so that I can go to Turkey Fest. That was the reason I missed it, or Turkey Convention. That was the reason I missed it last year. I got snowed out of Blake's bachelor party. I didn't get to go to either. Didn't get to go to the bachelor party, and I didn't get to go to Turkey Convention.
But we had a good time at Turkey
Oh,
Convention.
I can tell. All you did was fucking talk about it.
It was a good time.
But all seriousness, the bibs, I am a bib guy. I don't hunt a whole lot of water. Their waders are phenomenal for the times that I do have to hunt water. So I am in bibs 90% of the time, 98% of the time. They're great. They keep the wind off of you, totally windproof. I hunted them one of the days that I dug a hole last year and had to hunt that way. It rained on us for about 30 minutes. I was totally dry with the bibs and the Hydrolock jacket. I did not get wet. Josh Moore did not know how to read a radar, and he had a cotton hoodie on, so he got soaked. But I took an ounce of preparation.
Well, I appreciate Josh Moore not calling me to bring him something like that.
Yeah, like he did. He got soaked.
That's a hardworking kid.
That cotton hoodie didn't last but about 2 minutes. But all of their products are great. The flyweight jacket looks cool. But like I said, I'm a bib guy.
They make great products.
And the zipper is always the biggest thing for me. Zippers constantly fail, and I wore the bibs almost every day. Never had an issue. So
if you'd have told me 10 years ago someone's going to revolutionize the wader deal, I'd have been like, "You've lost your damn mind, or waders. What can they do to it?" Well, they've done it. Yep. Now someone's got to do the flannel shirt that way.
Back to you and Kennedy. What I think is going to happen, put in my crystal ball for just a second. Kennedy is going to get screwed out of the Democratic nomination.
Do you think he's going to run as Republican?
And then I think he's going to switch. That's the only hope that I have, is that he is so upset with the Democratic Party for giving him the high hard one, that then he gets on the Trump ticket. I don't think he's going to do it unless that happens.
I'm just telling you that he come out today and said that Trump was maybe the greatest president ever.
Well, he also said that he's not going to bash people. He's not going to run a negative.
Bashing and saying something. That's like seeing a girl at a bar and say, "Oh, she's a dog," and not saying nothing at all. She's got a pretty smile. That's a different deal.
But he said he's not going to be a negative campaign.
No, I understand that. But
he's not
campaigning against Trump right now.
It's a long game, Jeff. You got to play the long game.
I'm telling you, Trump speaks highly of him. He speaks highly of Trump.
Well, he was on the vaccine safety committee for Trump. Trump put him on that.
My crystal ball says I would not be shocked if you see a Trump Kennedy ticket.
Yeah, but I think it's got to go through the primaries first, right?
Well, Trump's going to win the Republican primary.
I'm talking about on the Democrat side.
He ain't got a chance in hell because they're not going to let him.
Do you think that he's going to be VP for Trump before the primaries are over, is what I'm asking you?
I don't want to do the primaries in for them.
I have no idea.
You're not much helpful. I think the first primary is probably in...
it's got to be in the spring, right?
I think it's in January or February. It'll be in New Hampshire or Iowa.
Or is it,
I think it's in New Hampshire. I think they got a place that does it even.
Timeline of the 2024 election. Let's just scroll down to 20.
Regardless.
Super Tuesday is in March.
Okay. By before then he'll be out.
Think so.
They're gonna cock block him. Of course they're going to.
The Democratic National Convention is in August 19 through 2020, or 19th through the 22nd
of August.
Yeah.
And the election is in
November 5th, first Monday.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I can't believe it's that late.
The Tuesday after the first Monday.
It won't matter. It's going to be, everybody's going to know by then who it's going to be anyways.
But that's what I'm asking you. Do you think that...
Oh, I think by March.
With his own fruition, he's like, oh, I need to be VP for Trump. Or do you think that it's after the Democrats have already screwed him?
The Democrats are going to scream before Super Tuesday.
Or do you think that this was Kennedy's plan all along?
No.
Trump and Kennedy's plan all along?
No, I don't think so. And it could have been.
Let's get you out here, rally the base, get everybody into a fever pitch, and then switch over to me and bring all of your people to me.
Well, I know, but I think that's what's going to happen now. The uber liberal black Harvard professor, I can't remember his name, or Yale professor, or whatever, he's going to run as the Green Libertarian.
Okay.
And the Democrats are not happy about that.
If Kennedy and Trump run together and Kennedy keeps gaining steam like he is now, I don't see how that ticket is beatable.
I can.
Well,
They're not the ones counting
I understand
the votes.
that you can, but I can't wrap my head around it.
In a fair election,
I think it'll be the biggest margin of victory ever.
Because in the Northeast, a lot of those liberal Kennedy lovers. I'm telling you right now, when you get to Connecticut and you go north, John F. Kennedy walks on water still.
Right.
That Kennedy name is huge, especially in Boston.
Yeah.
Over by Harvard.
Well, that's a terrible accent.
Well,
but I understand what you mean.
Yes, and so they're gonna. It's if that happens, but I really believe that they're setting the stage for that already. And DeSantis, the best thing DeSantis would do would be to drop out right now.
Somebody said he's thinking about it.
He should. He don't have a chance. He screwed himself. He would have been an easy 2028 candidate. Chris Christie and Mike Pence. What a waste of money for people to donate to their cause.
Right.
I mean, it's just there's not a chance in hell. But anyways, that's what I think, and I heard that today on the radio coming over here. All right, let's get off.
Donald Trump wants to release secret JFK assassination. Here's where I have a hard time.
Why didn't
with
he
Trump.
do it before?
You were there for 4 years.
Yes, I agree with you.
Like that's
the last 2 years. The last 2 years of his office, though, he was busy doing other shit.
Well, I understand that, but like, don't come on here and say, "Oh,
Yeah.
I want to do this or I want to do that." It's like, well, you had your shot.
Yeah.
He had 2 years. He had.
Hey, well, hold on.
House and Senate.
Don't come in here and start bashing my man.
Well,
I'm not bashing yours.
It's just silliness.
I agree with you on that, though. Same with the UFO shit.
Yeah.
You know, well, why didn't we do it before?
Right.
Did you see Bill and Hillary Clinton at that deal? And some guy says, "Hey, Bill, this is boring. Let's talk about Epstein Island."
No.
Oh yeah, him and Hillary were on stage somewhere, and you know what happened with all them other liberals in there? They all started freaking clapping. They all wanted answers too.
Of course, the right has welcomed RFK Jr. with open arms.
Well, yeah, I would too.
No, that's what Vanity Fair wrote that article.
Well, yeah, I would also.
Trying to.
Anyways, he's a very interesting candidate. I'm telling you right now, and I've had more than one conservative that I know say that they would vote for him if they could.
Me.
But you won't have that chance.
I'm the smartest one that you know, Jeff. I'm the most conservative that you know.
Steve Barber.
He said he would vote for him? Really?
He's the one we talked about on the radio a minute ago. We talked about on the phone coming out here. But anyways, that guy right there is going to cross over votes that he would get them. The problem I have, you can't vote for him as a Democrat, is you got to deal with, you got to have a Democrat Senate, House, and a president. You're screwed then. I don't give a how strong he is. They're going to, the left has went so far left nowadays. There's no moderation at all in the Democratic Party.
I disagree. I think he's going to shock you.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about everybody else that would be in control. The Senate and the House would control everything. And
but it stops with him. If he says no, he just doesn't sign it.
Well, I would hope that he would. I just don't have a lot of faith in the Democrats. But we are fixing to lose. John Tester's going to get beat in Montana. He's whining. Democratic senator from there, and he's not well liked, so hopefully he'll be gone. All right, let's get off here. We got a lot of things to do. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for listening. We will be, and if you're on our Patreon account, Andy will release the winner of the giveaway on Patreon for the 2-man goose hunt, and he will be doing that later today on Patreon. Well, I don't know when this comes out.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So anyways, if you're on Patreon, it will be up there already. Anyways, thank y'all for listening to us. Season 2 of the First Family of Waterfowl will be out this week. So look forward, subscribe, the Big Honker Podcast on YouTube. Thank y'all. God bless y'all.
Go
Peace.
check out Chêne Gear's new stuff. While we're at it, go check out all of our other sponsors. Hunting season is right around the corner, and it is time for you to get stocked up on everything. Go to Boss Shot Shells, have some of that shipped straight to your door. Pacific Calls, Dive Bomb Ministry, Dirty Duck Coffee, Looking Glass Podcast, Lucky Duck, Ducks Unlimited, Double T British Kennels, Mossberg, Stanfield Outfitters, Alpha Outdoor Specialties, Hemp Hill Farm, and Chêne Gear.